is your Tuesday tarot tea message. I don't know why the baby hairs always want to act up. Okay, but it is what it is today. Alright, we're just gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna start pulling out random cards. I'm just joking. You guys pick 3 cards. I'm just joking. Pick one card that resonates with you, and then please let the rest go. We're just gonna dive deep into this thing. Alright, I'm going to light up my joint. Make sure you got y'all tea. Okay, we have the Earl Grey. I had some jasmine green all week. Whew, it was giving me like it was doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Giving what exactly what it's supposed to do. Um, yeah, y'all. I'm sorry, just let me crap. Okay, so we're just gonna get into it. If you guys have watched Choose the Tarot T, you will know that you just know it's a pick a card game. Okay, so you pick a card, and then afterwards I do free readings. Let me make sure that I also um, put that on the YouTube channel. Yeah, we're doing free readings after the thing, so if y'all want to get a free reading, feel welcome to get one of those. Let me see. I'm trying to edit this video so I can make sure that the people know that it's about being honest with yourself or honestly being you. Because I find that um also RIP to PB, okay, to PBN, um that shit is just crazy. Like even stuff like that. Like I was posting like these videos yesterday, and then that shit popped off like right at the same time. And then I was like, damn, I don't even want to like have my face up. You know what I'm saying? And these is the energies we in right now. Like I was like, I don't even want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I was like embarrassed, and then I was like scared for a second, or for like 2 minutes, like fearful, like damn, like what this mean if you a real creative out here? You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck does this mean? Like I can't goddamn be out and about. You know what I'm saying? Like at least I'm not like super popular to where I can't go out and do stuff like that. But then I just thought about everybody else who's like really, even for me and other people I know who are on the come up though. You know, not to make it about us or anything. I just thought something like that. Somebody sent me a video. It was just so like traumatizing to just see, and I had to be real with myself. Like this is fucked up, man. Like, but then we was also watching this video. Shout out to Uriel Dolo. We was watching this video, and we was just seeing the reality of like, well, we all kind of know we're in a savage time right now in the world. Like people don't really care. We're just going about like people just going by like everyday life respect or game or whatever you want to call it. Like people are just if you just happen to create a circumstance in your life where people respect you and you respect others, and ain't nobody messing with each other, and you staying out the way, it's cool. But I felt bad for like people who not really into spirituality or don't really know. They may have been in a situation where they were being honest with themselves and they're trying to do the right thing, but it's like they're not even dealing with people who are being real with themselves. It's like trying to be fake. It's like trying to be genuine to someone who don't even know that they're being fake because they haven't even really done work on themselves. But you know what I'm saying, or they haven't even really started to build anything for themselves. So it's like they wouldn't even know where you're at in the trenches, doing your own shadow work, in the trenches of building whatever you're building for yourself. A person don't know unless they in the battlefield with you. So just real talk, I felt that yesterday when Shawty passed. or like we just saw those like horrible videos. Like damn, you know what I'm saying? Like we kind of live in a time right now. Like nah, shit is savage. You can't really lie to yourself. And people who are lying to themselves, I feel a little bit bad because I already know what space is coming from. But I don't feel bad because then I'm like, whatever space you in, it makes you feel justified for it to lying to yourself and not just authentically living life on your terms and being who you are. It's like coming from a place that you're just scared. You fear something that's deeply just within you. You fear yourself at that point because like we live on earth, it really don't make no sense. Like, once you get around to it, you be like, damn, like a person just don't trust themselves at that point, and that's why they operate out of fear that much. But sometimes a person who operate in fear can't even be honest with themselves that they move in a certain way because they operate in fear. So it's like levels of like being real and being honest with yourself. And it's like you could be spiritual, but a lot of people are spiritually flunked, and they think that they really being real or they see the reality of the situation and they don't, and they're lost. And then you have to like let a person know that you're lost. That's the honest truth. Like I love you. So then you start to realize this is what I was realizing with myself before this, like getting off of that stuff with Shawty yesterday, like RIP or stuff to him and stuff like that. I was like, damn, okay. So then it's like levels to it to where a person might not even be necessarily like, and I said this in previous videos, a person may not even necessarily be like a bad person, but you might honestly need to reject them or tell them no or tell them fuck off because y'all could harm each other just coming in each other's direction or each other's way, or things could get more off course for you if you deal with this person and they really don't got it all together and you trying to help them. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes honesty is good even when it's not necessarily out of a way to be rude or be mean to a person or to yourself. It's just to help you have the information to change the situation or get somebody else information so they could change theirs or not have to go through something. So getting off of all that, I got my fucking tea. I got my blunt. I don't know how we went into like a little mini rant about honesty, but yeah, we live in a time right now where a lot of people are not. A lot of people are lying. A lot of people are not being honest with themselves and don't even probably know the world that we live in. And then if they think that they truth, they most likely live bullshit because the truth that they've been given has been given like by like Masons and wherever this freaking shadow government just wants you to believe and continue to ramp up and promote. You know what I'm saying, and put out there in the world and make seem important and shit. So it's kind of like we in a real tricky time right now where oh I didn't want that much light, but I guess that was the vibe right now. I guess that was the vibe. I guess y'all need to see me. Y'all don't need to see me like that, but whatever. I don't care. I got me some tea. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Car one people. Is y'all ready? I was just like, might as well take up the first 10 minutes and just talk about where's he going in life. And then didn't y'all see how 9/11 came and nobody said nothing about it? Like, so we talk about honesty today, like in 2020 in the age of Aquarius in America. I don't think anybody is really being honest with themselves, but hey, we're gonna mind our business, okay? Because some things, okay, misunderstood don't gotta be explained. If motherfuckers need to honestly shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying? And I mean that too. Like in some situations, people just be making shit up, and then like that. I don't even want to go into all the Rona stuff, but just we already see how that's starting to turn its own head on this, or the tail of the head of that tail is turning in on itself. Like we already see that, and we're like really, and how many people was like dead seriously thinking that they was doing something, preaching and promoting that shit and trying to act like it's okay, and now want to switch talk about don't get the jab, don't get it, don't get it. Now it's not real. So it's like people just all over the place. They don't know what the fuck they want. They don't know where they're going, and they really don't even want to be truthful about what's going on in the world. Because to be truthful, I have to even honestly say it. For us to be truthful about a lot of shit, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't have cute YouTube and be able to sit up here cute. We need to be like really honest about the world we live in. Okay, we live on Earth. That's enough. That's enough scariness. Okay, anyways, card one people. Adjudication. Card one people adjudication. Damn, I done got a hole in my fucking thing. Okay, whatever. Trying to give y'all the truth honestly. You know what I'm saying? Adjudication 3. Gemini energy. Mercurial energy. Mercury vibes. Or your surroundings, your environment. Shit you need to sacrifice or you need to connect with. As we tap into more of a geometry of explanation of it. You know, I just feel like this is kind of what the fuck we talking about. This motherfucker don't know who right. Okay, I don't know if you are dealing with some stuff in the rooms, in these kind of rooms. I feel like y'all don't even need to worry about none of this type of stuff in these type of rooms because honestly, all this shit is corrupt. So everybody's clear. Everybody's good. You get a car. You get a car. Everybody's cool. Everybody's good. Nobody got nothing to worry about. Nobody got nothing they should be worried about. They should be tripping about. Okay, let me get into a car one people. You know what I'm saying? Are you really being real or are you being on some or are you just being yourself? I feel like this could even be a situation where it's like you could even be in a serious circumstance or you could have gotten this chance. This could have been something in the past. Like you honestly assessed a situation or your own masculine feminine energy or something that's taking place and then you was like, oh, this shit is some bullshit. Like, why am I even worried about this? This could even happen. This could happen. This could happen today. Or I just feel like this is like a serious moment that you have with yourself. This doesn't even have to be like an external person. Or this could be like you thinking about a scenario of with you dealing with other people and just being like, all oh, this shit is some bullshit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. I ain't shit. The person who was like everybody having to realize for that to even go down, nobody's shit for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a good light forgiveness type of vibe on one side of it. Because depending on what it is, I was feeling some third party shit. It's like good endings that need to happen and like closure and unfinished business type of stuff that needs to just settle itself out and people need to realize like whatever that was is what it was. I also was getting high school vibes, like high school games, like people starting to realize like their own delusions, trauma, triggers, like what they have going on with themselves and like learn how to not project it. So it's like a good side on the light side, like, oh, this is some bullshit. Why am I worried about it? If you're an overthinker, this is like a liberating energy for you, card one people. If this is work as well, maybe somebody said something at work. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Endless Abilities. Hey, maybe somebody said something at work or something happened in the previous position or something regarding work made you realize like, oh, this shit is fake. This shit is crumbs. This is honestly not even all that I really deserve. So why am I even tripping about this position or this role? So it's almost like this is a good energy for card one people because I feel like this has something to do with you just resonating with the past and realizing like why you resonated with that past circumstance or past scenario, something that could be kept repeating and being like, oh, like I thought this shit was real. Like I keep getting this vibe for car one people. You thought something was real, and then you're just like, oh, this is some fucking book. Like I don't even need to worry about this. And it's like the moment you stop worrying about it because you realize what it's built on, it's a shaky foundation or it's imaginary. You know what I'm saying? Literally, like it's an imaginary foundation, imaginary relationships. People be having imaginary jobs. People be having imaginary all kind of whatever this was. Like you kind of realize it was in your head because you decide to be honest with them. Card one people, your message is light and funny and kind of giving you Piscean vibes. It seems like you kind of just have to have like a disciplinary kind of moment, communication moment with yourself where you're just like, are you good now? You got it together? You see now that you've been on the right track this whole time? You don't really need to worry about shit because none of that shit is real anyway. Like, it's kind of good for my card one people because you might have really not been in a place where you were being honest with yourself at all. You could have been lying and thinking that, like, these jobs or some of these relationships or whatever circumstance you was in, you could have really. I keep even getting, like, no shade, but this is like the people who do like psychedelics and shit. Like I used to do that shit, but like to my friends and stuff, we're used to like if you do that shit heavy and stuff, this is like you coming down and being like, whoa, whoa. Okay, it takes a process too for it to like come down as well afterwards. I try to teach people about that who want to use it for like their own coping mechanisms and like tell them like you have to evaluate your emotional and your chemical balance because if you don't know where you're at, you go taking the wrong thing. They be trying to put people on pills and all kind of stuff. See, I might be tapping this like a whole nother way of thinking about this message for Power One people I may realize. But this could be like somebody coming down and then being like, whoa, you made up half that shit up in your mind. None of that shit. So y'all was tripping. Y'all be flink. This is just flunk. This is just super flunk city time. Crazy. Let me get y'all another car and let y'all go car one people. I feel like this was like good because it's laughable, but maybe not necessarily when you was going through it wasn't fun. I can't lie. Maybe not necessarily when you was going through it wasn't actually fun. I'm not even gonna use that day. I really want to use y'all subconscious cards, but I would have to like get up and do too much, and I don't got time for all that tonight. Empowerment, yeah, 43. It says believe in your own power to create change and control your life. Be empowered by becoming an example to others. Use your past experiences to make yourself stronger. Okay. Card one people 43. I have to know what your subconscious card is. Wait. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you I'm not moving. So everything worked out. Okay. I was being honest with myself about some things. And then everything actually worked out. And so now I can stay here and stay pretty and stay cute and propped up. Okay, right here doing reading. So I got my setup. So I'm gonna show y'all. It's gonna look better, but right now this is how. Yeah, communication. Y'all still got that same three, third house. Okay, 30. Familiar Gemini vibes or things you need to connect with, or disconnect with. Like you're starting to realize, like, okay, you got your sword for a reason, but you don't get your sword lying to yourself though. You get your sword by being honest, and then it cuts out the bullshit. But at first, your sword start off kind of like a double-edged sword until you put the damn handle on it. Until you learn how to handle situations and be honest with yourself and actually handle it for what it is, and then you can cut shit. See, look, I just made like a whole cute little analogy. Anyways, communication. What are you having difficulty communicating? Do you feel emotionally disconnected? What is not working smoothly in your life? Just being real with yourself. Maybe this is you guys even assessing like, damn, it's been 3 months, or it's been 30 years, or it's been damn, I hope it's not 30 years, or it's been 3 years. What is not working with X, Y, and Z, or this is not really gonna happen here, I guess, or this friendship, like you really getting an evaluation on something that empowers you because you go from almost maybe feeling like you can't speak up on something or you wouldn't even know what to say about something or you don't even know how to judge or how to like address something and then you like take your time with it or something or you sit down with some type of information in your head or you be real about something and you're like, oh, what the fuck am I tripping about? Like you go from this communication person kind of like hiding behind whatever this issue is to completely handling it or solving it or being able to tackle shit. Secretly, this chase card kept looking at me, or animals card kept looking at me. Being able to chase that, hunt it down, like you want to attack the thing that's you feel like it's attacking you, which might even be a part of you. Okay? Because last reading was talking about not being afraid of yourself. Shout out to everything is flowing. Everything is flowing. So yeah, everything is flowing. It's kind of crazy how things is flowing. So you know, hey now, I'm just grateful to be honest with you. Complain about it. I don't got nothing to complain about. I just don't got no kids. I don't got no responsibilities like that. My responsibility is tarot. Is this damn tarot deck dropping, y'all? It's my album dropping, and a couple more other plans, but I ain't gonna tell y'all about that. I just gotta watch that happen. I just gotta watch that happen, or cards and magic. You know? Why is the same card trying to come back out? Y'all better make sure y'all got your tea out tonight because it's just always something coming out, and then I never know how it's gonna correlate. And then I just be interested because then that be the real tea. I'll be like, but I can't really know that because that's y'all for y'all to know. You know what I'm saying? And then it don't really do nothing for me because then it'd be like it's just like that's why I kind of like how Tubi Tarot is because you can't really gossip or be on some drama type stuff. It's kind of like good drama. Like, no, we in control of the plot. We in control of the Mars energy and how things get thrown around and happening out here. We ain't letting shit do it to us. Okay, I don't need Pluto to do it. Let me do it. This how we gonna let me do it. No, you're not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Give me this shit. My ladies know. You know what I'm talking about. Guys, y'all know what I'm talking about too. Y'all be like, nah, I'm doing it. Nah, I got it. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Anyways, child. Okay, 18. So card two people. You got the fucking child card. So do you have a kid on the way? I was just joking. I didn't want to. I just had to be honest. I just had to like kind of go there. Like honestly, or even yes. Just okay. Never mind. Not to put no fear in nobody's head, but like be easy now if you've been out there and you've just been active and please, please be easy, okay? I think somebody, maybe y'all being real with yourself, like, wait, I can't be out here just. I feel like there's a guy's message, like you just realizing, like, I talked about this in one of my past videos, but I was like, guys, like, I was just basically saying, don't be out, don't be out. Oh my god, why did that message just get so raunchy like that? Oh my god, y'all like that shit though. Y'all be needing to hear it. I don't be knowing where it's gonna go, but I know whenever it hits, it hits. Okay, so yeah, being honest with yourself or being you. I think you're learning how to be yourself. Maybe it's from your inner child issue. Maybe some of you guys are even realizing like, damn, it's so good I didn't have kids, or damn, you're real. You may be looking at your kid and like realizing where you was at mentally when you had your child and being like, damn, I was still a child trying to figure this shit out, and you might even be being honest with yourself about what you still figuring out, even as you have kids, and then still being real, like damn, like some shit just it's just always going, you're gonna always still be figuring it out, even when you do, and forgiving yourself in a way for that, like completing that cycle 9, 18, 9, 6 Sagittarius energy, or like completing things, coming to like a full understanding, full circle, like, oh, okay, I get that shit. You know what I'm saying? Going the full distance, or even just separated from something, finally learning something and getting it, like, aha, type of moment. Or you could be teaching someone else something. You know what I'm saying? If you do have a kid, like maybe you getting real about how you need to show up for them, or something about school, like you need to know what they studying or homeschool, whole side message. I don't know, whatever. But that could be for a mom or a dad. But a side note could be like, because y'all know these messages have to just do with anything that y'all could potentially be dealing with. I think cartoon people, it could just be like being real about what you went through as a kid and like why you are the way you are, or being real about what your kid has maybe endured with you up until this point, and being like, oh shit, my kid kind of been thugging it out with me. Like I can't try to put the blindfolders on them. Like kind of finding your own way, or being an adult. Maybe you want a kid and you're trying to understand something about parenthood. You know, and you're realizing there's no fucking manual to parenthood. You just have to be a good parent. Like you have to figure out a way to be that bridge, that spiritual bridge. Sagittarius energy could also be like that ascended master, spiritual energy, guru energy. You know what I'm saying? Like your spiritual teacher, your traveling style. I feel like going internally before it becomes externally. Um, so when it comes down to like long distance, so I feel like that could be something you're going through. Like you could be internally getting real about just how much you've gone, how much you've been through, and how far you've gotten to this point. Being like, damn, like I need to just be. authentically who I am, or maybe even start talking about your story a little bit more, things that you've been through, or starting to realize how much you can relate to the average day kid walking down the street, and you may even realize or want to give yourself credit for. It's not really so much about credit, but just like for your purpose or whatever you feel like you're here for could actually help you go a lot further. Just being able to recognize what kind of space you was in when you was that young, and the spaces that from, and then understanding it now from the opposite perspective is now it's this adult or this person who's like in their purpose or doing whatever they feel called to do and shit. So this can even be like working with siblings, working with people that's younger than you, or even spiritually younger than you, which brings me back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the video about realizing like, damn, some people be like, some, you get what I'm trying to say? Like sometimes people be real, but then they be fake, or they be genuine, but they don't be completely as genuine as they want to be because they don't really, they haven't done like shadow work, or they don't really know themselves. You know what I'm saying? It almost gives me the vibe like somebody um it gives me the vibe like someone who knows about maybe astrology or tarot or whatever, but like, you know, they or it reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? When I knew about tarot, but I didn't fuck with astrology for some reason because I just thought it was hard, or I didn't think I was smart enough to understand it or something. It was like I was really a reader and I was on my shit and I was picking up stuff, but it wasn't until I had like the astrology facts, aka like the experiences, that's like the structure for like the real, I know I fucking did it, like certify my damn self type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to have those aha moments, aha moments, and then be like, nah, this shit really fucking happened. Nah, I'm really watching this transit play out. Like, nah, I'm really, whoa, that's crazy. I was like doing X, Y, and Z, and I got like real fucking written down moments where I've watched shit change in my life. Just watching what's going on. So it could be that kind of vibe, but I feel like this is like a completion. It's like this is like something ending, but you're about to be going to a new phase. So you couldn't even feel like you're just in the middle. You're in the in between. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you're having like a mirror moment where you're just like you don't really know who the fuck you are. You could be like changing right before your own very eyes, looking in the mirror and not really recognize yourself. Looking at old pictures of yourself and being like, oh wow, I really have grown or developed, and starting to maybe even not be so hard on yourself too, because that's a whole nother part of being honest with you. I think I don't want y'all to think this is about like just brutal. Any of my shadow work is about just being like brutal all the time, real scorpionic, Martian, fuck you, you don't deserve love energy vibe. No, like you can have it all, but you can't get to the soft gooey. Like that's where I live, like the Libra type of vibe, and it's all cool, and we'll just figure it out as we go. Until you be harsh, Aries. You know what I'm saying? And be real with yourself and be honest with yourself. So I feel like you will even maybe start to find more grace with your inner child, but it's until you be real about what you may feel like you missed out on, or you didn't maybe have support, or you did, and then you'll be able to like bring that nurturing into your life and be more authentic to yourself. Because I'm even getting this vibe of someone who like didn't wear certain things or show up or present themselves in a certain way. Side note for someone else because you were made to feel like you couldn't, like you was made to feel like that was like not who you really were, and it wasn't until you actually started being yourself that you're like, I do fucking talk. Hey Aaliyah, you'd be like, I do fucking talk like this, or I do walk like that, or I do like a swag, and I do like that, and I do like you starting to get your swag, your mojo back. You know what I'm saying? Where you don't have to you couldn't even be realizing some of y'all just realizing the people you deal with because this that reminds me of that too, like the work environment stuff. So many different random messages coming up in this bitch. But let's see what y'all side note. I mean, other cards is. Yeah, I'm sorry for all the random messages. I just get like I go off and then I still know how to anchor myself and come back, which is kind of cool, but it be annoying me sometimes. I'll be like, what am I talking about right now? And then I'll be like, oh, here, put it in the bowl. Wrap it up in a box. Here you go. Now you know what I'm talking about. All right. So it says flying and falling. What do you need to be free of? Are you ready to take risks and fly solo? What do you need to feel empowered for? Cancer energy. Damn, I ain't really been going over the signs with y'all. I mean, I kind of been, but I ain't been like, oh, you need to use this sign. I'm gonna let y'all decide that. After this damn Pisces fucking full moon, good. I'm gonna let y'all decide that. Gratitude. Mm-mm. Okay. Even this thing is. Alright. It says focus on the things you do have rather than the things you don't or can't have. Gratitude is another form of prayer. Practice daily. Appreciate everything and everyone in your life. 6 Virgo energy. That's what I've been getting. Didn't I kind of say all this? Having gratitude, looking at things that happen, being like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? But it's like coming more from the vibe of like being, yeah, literally being grateful for these experiences. But maybe they were harsh. Maybe they weren't so fun. Maybe this is not like you guys thinking about like a super happy childhood or great experiences you had, or not even having like a happy, trying to get into a like excited energy about the future of your children or children you could have, and you never even seen that shit before. Man, I get it. Okay, flying fall is like learn how to care more about things so you don't got to worry about shit. You know what I'm saying? For yourself, and as you do that more for yourself, you'll naturally be able to know how to do it on a deeper level for others as well, and not even take so much offense as well. Kind of like we were saying in the beginning, from people who are being fake genuine, and they don't know that they're being fake genuine because they haven't done shadow work, they haven't really looked into themselves, so they just be projecting and doing all kinds of stuff, be super flunk, super lost, and the soft don't even know the levels of lostness they are. Like it's like they're really just more ignorant more than anything. And you might be getting like a moment where you're seeing somebody else and you're like, damn, like I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And kind of having to dive into this place of gratitude, or you're kind of like becoming more light. You'll become more light, more free, and like just kind of embrace what has happened or what can happen because now you have. It's almost like you just have more wisdom, you have more knowledge about the experience, about yourself. So it's like you know where you're at in your progress. Oh yeah, wow. Moving on to the card 3 message. I was about to say for card 2 though, you know where you're at in your process and you know that you're making progress. So there's something about progress and process, like really getting where you're at in all of it. And then that goes back to that, like that Sag completion type of vibe. Like, okay, it's the ending of that, but I'm here at a new, I'm about to go into a whole new space soon. And just giving yourself time to learn from what it is you've been through, and then to discern like, oh, okay, I don't have to go through this anymore. I can even help people not have to go through that shit. But I also can start to be myself a little bit more if I just show up like this and own where I've been hurt, own what has happened to me, own what I haven't even done before. I want to go through and like own, like just be honest with yourself so you could maybe let that in a little bit easier. Okay, now because this could be a person or this could be a part of yourself, but we have main female for card 3 people, Taurus energy. All right, Taurus vibes, Taurus energy. Could be dealing with a Taurus at this time or the second house. Okay, the things that you value. Um, kind of sometimes look at it like your moral system, like the shit you stand on, the shit you be building, that you're stubborn about or you're consistent for. Or you can even look at that you're individually connected to, so like another person, you know what I'm saying, that you can be connected to, that you can relate to, that you can interact with. So, card 3 people, uh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like after maybe not being y'all damn self taught, this whole message was generic. I didn't think I had to like go up to go down or like I gave y'all the, I gave y'all a weird message at first and you expected it to be another message. I thought it was even gonna be like reverse, like I'm trying not to judge or be like this one has the best one. But it's kinda like a little story, basically. I don't know how the story will be told, I won't always say it's in chronological order, but today it's pretty ABC. So it looks like y'all are being yourselves. That's the vibe is giving, but it's after a long time of not knowing who the fuck you was, of not knowing what you stand for, so you kept on for anything, of not being you because you were scared of somebody else's opinion about you, or they might feel away, or oh, they might not be attracted, or oh, they might not like you authentically for who you are, but like getting more into a place of like, no, I really do value myself. No, like I always be saying in my videos, and my mom always say to me, that $100 bill really can get ruined. It's still worth $100 bill. You know what I'm saying? $100. Like this is you really get to a place of like, no, shout out to, you know what I'm talking about, receive, right? Like, no, like I'm here in my process, and I may have make mistakes, or I may have not really known this or known that, but it's like I know where I'm at now. You might try me before, but try me, but you don't want to. I know you don't want to try me now. I know you want to smoke now, like that type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still Taurus, and Taurus will fuck shit up in their own way that I can't really explain. But shout out to the Taurus because I have a Taurus. I have a Saturn in Taurus, so it'd be like I really get them in a weird way. Um, but then I also they get on my nerves, but then they don't. It's not even like a direct get on my nerves. It's like a secret. I didn't even know that shit got on my nerves, but that was the Taurus in me. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is why I'm having problems with Taurus. But getting off of that, I don't have problems with Taurus anymore. Side note about myself, I don't have problems with Taurus anymore. But man, I think this is y'all, yes, owning whatever it is that makes you. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like Saturn Taurus in the third house. Okay, like I have to own my voice, and there's other factors. But for a long time, I wouldn't talk because, or I didn't want to talk to y'all, or I wouldn't even talk because I would just be in my head afterwards. Like, do I talk too much? I talk. Why did I talk so much? What did I talk about? Didn't what I even said didn't even make like I'll think about everything I fucking said when it was make seem like sometimes I care too much about it and it's not important or I don't care enough about it and it is important. But it's like you didn't know I cared either way. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't give a fuck because I just had to say what was on my mind. So it's different things for everybody. I think this energy though is gonna resonate more with probably what you value or your second house. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's even an idea of who you thought you were or who you thought you were meant to be for other people to receive you like you. You know what I'm saying? Or you to have more of what you feel like you need so you can be valued. You know what I'm saying? That type of vibe. So it's getting real clear and concise and cutthroat on that. And maybe even deciding to be more stubborn where you might have been more lenient and not really been yourself and just kind of went where everybody else went and like starting to learn then also too on a different level. Or even if you know this is like learning the why. You know what I'm saying? Being consistent and being stubborn where you need to be consistent and stubborn, and then learning the why of like why that was so important this entire time because it's been helping build and to make room and shape who you are, make room for you to come into you just being honestly your fucking self. So it's like different. It's like almost like you guys learn how to be yourself, or you just being more authentic yourself has actually been clearing the way of um you having to deal with situations that kind of put you in that state where it's like, damn, why ain't see that, or why like you almost feel like you have to be honest with yourself, or like feel like you missed something, or you had a blind spot moment, or something was off or something. Like you don't have to do that. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to try to figure out um different things. Yeah, especially when it comes down to people, you just allow people to be people because people just be people. You know what I'm saying? This would me and my family say. We be like, people just be people. Niggas just be niggering. They just be niggering. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like people just be peopling. Like you just gotta let people do people. You know what I'm saying? You just go do you, and you just let people do what they do though. But when you find your people, you kind of know. Like I don't know how to elaborate on that part. You just know because you've been in the trenches for so long. Going back to the other cards we was talking about, you've been doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. It kind of just slowly like it kind of just slowly reveals itself, and you're not even no longer in a place where you have to change or you have to be. something that you're not and whatnot. You can actually be honest with those people about your process, your journey and where you're at, or even just yourself if you're your own best friend or whatever. Like you don't even have to deal with people like that on an everyday basis, or you don't feel so like overwhelmed or caring so much about other people's bullshit and la la land worlds or realities that they live in, their illusions and their shit that they put up. Um, you can see you can see beyond the genuine shit and the fake shit. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you flip flop, but you can see through all the illusions, all the hidden crap, and beyond the surface Taurus vibe when it starts to get more Scorpio. And then you're like, oh, okay, this is really just about you being real with you. You know what I'm saying? This is all about like that two pods, real life vibe type of state of mind or world that we live in right now. Where it's like if you don't just if you're not being you, it's almost like you can't see through the fog. I don't know how to explain it. You can't see through the veil in a way. You'll just be rocked to sleep, or um, yeah, wow, you'll just be rocked to sleep. But if you actually are honest with yourself right now, you can tell when you're not. You can tell when others. You can tell when other things is off. You can tell when it's like some bullshit. You can tell even when it's like right now I'm struggling to say this message, but you can tell even when it's like you're 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 doing something and you're doing it, I guess you could say just God's way, and it's like you're in demon time or whatever. There's no kind of complete like you just know you're being flunked at that point. So it's also this is liberating because I think for some of y'all from our cards and people you may have been dealing with people who were maybe very tricky, dealing with people where you just never knew the difference, or they may put you in your head about the position, the stance, or like who you really are. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling some type of way about yourself. But you're realizing like it's kind of like those that you'll really be naturally attracted to always kind of show up first. The best way for me to say it is like they show up first with yourself. So it's like you're realizing like your self inventory has been helping you really know who to advocate for and then know who's not even worth it and it's not really resonating with that better version of stuff. People talk about resonating and all this other stuff, but it's like, what do they resonate with? Does it resonate with the more helpful side of you, or does it resonate with the stagnant, harmful side of you, where now it's like getting demonic, getting flunked, getting fucked up? So this is also like owning maybe your habits, owning those things from the past that we're talking about with the other cards and stuff like that. So then you can be real about when it's like you're just holding yourself back or you're not being yourself even on the positive end. Maybe you're having a hard day. You want to revert a little bit. And it's like, no, you need that accountability partner, even if that accountability partner or best friend is you at this time. You're going to have more discernment around those moments, but you're also going to have discernment around people who don't even know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then this is where the confusion and shit comes from because it's like you're dealing with people who like deliberately basically just are not honest. That's what I'm just basically getting to, are not honest. And then it's like you as somebody who, if you're an overthinker or whatever, like like this just kind of like drives people back that be the moment you should go back for you should go back to that crutch. Right. Yeah. So it's like wait, let me read that one more time. Right. So it's like yeah, you should actually go back to that. Like yeah. So it's just deep. This is like why I like lately how my messages be coming out because I know like the people who are meant to receive it like genuinely receive it, and then like if people get mad at whatever I'm trying to say, it's like okay, we just know what side of the energy you're on right now. It's not me trying to say like f you, like I'll never want to see you again. You'll know if it's like that vibe. You'll know if you deserve that. Like I probably at that point none of my Libra kick in. I tell people just fuck them. You know what I'm saying? At that point, like I deliberately let you know I'm about to block you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but maybe some of you guys could even be learning how to speak up for yourself with that second house vibe. And we kind of got a double here. Now you can't just two or just go with 11. with a crazy energy, you might be rebelling a little bit at this time, okay? You know what I'm saying? Rebelling or doing things that remind you from the home. But you might just be more so like, I don't give a fuck. Like now that I do know my truth, I know who I am. I ain't you. And sometimes I realize that some cases you kind of have to. You kind of have to go off on people. You kind of have to speak on things. Like I don't always be wanting to come up here and be so savage, but then it has to come out of me. And then I'll be like, I don't give a fuck who I lose or who don't like it or whatever, because a lot of times I realize the people I'm losing or that all of a sudden don't like me, it be for the shit I'm talking about. It be like the shit I'm talking about, you shouldn't even be offended by me talking about it, because in the way in which I'm talking about it, if you really doing the work or you really here with me or we really cool, what are you mad about? You get it just same way I get it. We all getting the same fucking messages. You know what I'm saying? We all getting the same dumb discernment. So this is also y'all are like liberating and freeing yourself from people who just be on that bullshit deliberately. That's what I said. Who literally don't be trying to be honest, because it will put them in an uncompromising situation or circumstance where they wouldn't be able to really benefit off of you or whoever they fucking dealing with, other people, and all kind of shit. So, which is why I said at the beginning too, like some shit we can't even be honest about, because if we did, we wouldn't even be here on cute ass YouTube talking the way we are. So it's like we just gotta all realize we ain't shit. Like be real about that first, but then to the level of how we doing shit or how wherever we at, like, you know, some of it is just like it is what it is. And then some of it is like if you can change it, just change it. Some shit you can't fix though, you just gotta leave that shit actually alone. That be the honest truth too. But I think this is just getting to a place where you can like defend yourself, you can speak for yourself, you're understanding things on a different level. You learn how to let things naturally flow. Um, Not really kind of anything else. Uh, I do want to read these things though, yeah. But it says, when and where are you feeling discouraged or undervalued? What do you want to be a part of in the what do you want to be a part of the in crowd? What ideal qualities would you like to take part? Would you like to adapt? Just didn't even realizing like you wanted certain qualities and then realizing everybody's on the same level. So that's what I'm saying. It's like unnecessary veils where there really wasn't even a veil. Like I don't know, like maybe even realizing this even remind me of what I'm talking about just about this whole message. This whole time I've been talking about it. All the cool kids ain't cool no more kind of vibes. Everybody who thought they was weird, just keep being yourself. That's it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just keep being yourself. That's how you're being an example right now. Okay? And it's something about that. I ain't even gonna go too crazy into it, but just that that just hits on GMO energy and what was likable before and what people really truly honestly fuck with and vibe with now, and the importance of being yourself, because people can genuinely vibe with you. So the people who don't attract you, let they ass go anyways, because they you don't want to be liked for some bullshit. You don't want to have the wrong people around you just because of they just want to be your people and just be because they see your value, but they can really actually add to it. It's almost like they're really taking a piece from it, de appreciating you actually, and tap into this growth energy. I think because this growth energy is going to show you who actually deserves to be in this space with you, who gets it, who understands, and you will feel like also defensive as well. Because I kept getting that vibe, like wanting to speak up for yourself, but not wanting to be so on guard or even too emotional, where it's like you're not going into victim mode, but you guys are finding a way to like remain the victor, remain the hero of your story, but not at the cost of putting somebody in that same. That's like a whole nother message. I don't even know. Putting somebody else in that same cycle, like really being hero of your own story. Where you don't even put people in the same shit you've been through because you're so fucking honest. You know what that shit looks like. That ugly shit looks like. You're like, nah, I ain't even gonna be like you people. I'm gonna be better. All right. It says growth requires you to step out of your comfort zone. Growing pains can help you in gaining wisdom and experience. The old must be left behind before growing into something new. So that's pretty much all I have for y'all. Alright. As y'all know, we do free readings after. I think I'm really as soon as got done with this, I was like, I think I'm gonna set things up differently. Just so I'm not like waiting here, wondering or like waiting to see if y'all gonna say something or whatever. I think I'm gonna like create I'm not even thinking. I'm gonna create a some type of sign up sheet. So then beforehand, you can sign up for it for me. And then I got your information too, and I'll be like able to hit you up, email, whatever, send you my IG or whatever. You need some damn help, I got you. But I think that's what we're gonna do now, and then maybe that'll open like a window for like 30 minutes or maybe an hour, so I'm not on here too long to do those readings and have it more Virgo organized and structured on a new way. And um, yeah, I have actually been thinking about bringing back Monday messages on Instagram. I used to just do like zodiac messages, like pull a card for every sign. But I don't know. I don't want to be in the trends and stuff like that. But I know I was doing this shit before it even got trendy. So a part of me feels like I kind of have to stick it out and just ride it out my own unique way and not give a fuck about what everybody else is doing because I know motherfuckers been seeing me do this shit, and a lot of my shit I deleted or it's on my old page. So I'm just going through a whole like cute, weird, fucking transformation. That was ugly at first, but it is what it is. Now we on the other side. I'm just happy to be here. Um, I was having a lot of stuff going on with moving, and the fact that I'm able to still kick it here and like build what I'm building here in Atlanta. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. So cool. Make sure y'all also tap in and like do stuff. But I'm just grateful to be here because it kind of showed me that like this is where I'm supposed to be at right now. You know what I'm saying? And not on no corny type of shit. Like literally, like I know what I need to work on, what I need to do, and it's not even bad. I think also just to end off on a happier note, that's what I've come to. It's like once I realized it's almost like things worked out better for me, and I just kind of was in this place where I was like, damn, what was I even so worried about? You know, Virgo energy, like damn, Virgo is really in the sky. In the sun. The sun is really in Virgo. It's like, okay, I get why we're paying attention to it, but I had to like you said same, yeah, same, for real. Like I had to come down to earth for a second on a whole new level recently. Once that happened, and just be like, okay, you know what? I don't know why, but it's just like 3 years ago, like 2020 or 2019, when certain things was happening, and I kind of could feel like some changes or some shit was gonna. I knew when I was going through certain things then, it was gonna make more sense later. I feel like we're going through another one of those. This is like an important timestamp. You know what I'm saying? If I had to say it or be the one to say it, no, this is an important timestamp. Like this is an important memory in our life. Um, and there is a lot of stuff that's repeating that we are as best as we can. Oh, you said the sound cut off? Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, just play the parts that you best can to make the outcome that you want to happen. You see happen like it's like life is your movie type shit. Like the moment that we're in right now, like this is a big moment. This is a big time stamp. Like don't let nothing distract you. whether a person has good intentions or negative. Like, just make sure you're kind of fine tuning things the best way you can towards the goals you want to accomplish, whatever. Because a lot of stuff is also repeating with all the retrogrades, and you're gonna know. Like, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember this exact moment. It's like God or whatever in the universe gave you this. You know exactly what to do to make it work in your favor. To use everything like a bitch into its advantage, even the shit that was fucked up that happened to you around. It's like, I don't know. It might have been like 2019, 2020, but it's like another weird moment where it's like I feel some shit where it's like if you hone in and you do what you gotta do right now, it's gonna be so much more like very in the near future. But you should already be seeing it, or if you've already been working on it from long ago, then you can already have an idea of where it can go next. But if you kind of made some mistakes, or you slipped up, or you went backwards a little bit, this is like a great window opportunity to be like, okay, nah, I can. You could pretty much use everything. This is pretty much like a free game moment. Like, whatever you want to do, you could do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, Obviously, there's some fake ass limitations with the way this shit is set up, but technically, that's the game. That's literally the. If you being honest, if you know what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. That's the trick. No, you really actually can like do it right now, like literally. So I'm kind of working in that space right now, like trying to whatever it is. I'm trying to find all different type of ways to do everything, but do the same thing I've been doing. And I encourage y'all to like keep it up too, like whatever you have been working on to see basically to see the full finished project. Don't let nobody or nothing take that off the schedule because we are in Virgos. The Virgos having us pay attention to these things, but I think Virgos having us pay attention to this shit because it is important. And a lot of times we think the details are not important, and that's the shit that makes a lot more sense in the end. If we could have just took care of the things that we really need to take care of, we can have all the things that we actually want as well too. And then be like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm just being myself. I don't care. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about shit and be all naggy and on ourselves and picky and Virgo-y. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this Virgo. I'm tired. Okay, I hope that y'all enjoyed that, and I'm going to go use all this shit here for you, and yeah, I'm gonna verbalize it. I'm gonna set up like a timesheet, sign up sheet, let y'all get your free readings, zodiac messages, Monday zodiac messages. Think I'm gonna bring that back. All right, one card, and the zodiac vibe check reading. Y'all should probably do like a monthly thing where I'm gonna just go in and like elaborate, talk about all the love stuff, everything. I can't hold it in. I'm gonna just say it all, and then and then Tuesday tarot tea. Um, yeah, I'm keep getting to the tarot tea because since you have Vegas tea, I made a personal commitment this year that y'all was gonna get to the tarot tea every Tuesday, no matter what. Okay, and if not the next day, I'm still gonna go live. So yeah, keep growing. Okay, keep getting through all those days, all those hours, all those minutes. It counts for something, and yeah, spend it wisely. Spend your time, invest your time wisely.